Welcome everyone to the deep dive. Today we're really getting into something huge, a question that just keeps coming up. Has remote work, fundamentally broken company culture? That sense of team spirit, it often feels like a lament, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like we've lost something valuable from the old office days. But what if the picture is actually, more complex, maybe even more hopeful than just it's broken?
Yeah.
Okay, let's unpack this because we dug into an article called Remote Work's Cultural Reset. Adaptation, not damage. And honestly, what we found suggests it's less about damage and much more about a total shift, a redefinition.
That's exactly right. Our mission today really is to get past that initial anxiety, that feeling that something's just wrong now. We want to show that remote work hasn't necessarily ruined culture. It's more like it hit a giant reset button, fundamentally reset it. And often when companies talk about damage, what they're really experiencing are the pains of not adapting quickly enough, or, well, maybe not adapting at all. It's not usually a problem with remote work itself, but with clinging to old ways of doing things. That distinction, it changes everything.
Okay, but let's be real. Those feelings, those whispers about culture fading away, they're not coming from nowhere, right? We've all heard it, maybe even felt it ourselves. I mean, who doesn't miss bumping into colleagues? Those water cooler moments, the quick chats in the hallway that spark an idea, grabbing lunch spontaneously. That stuff just happened in an office.
Oh, absolutely. It's a real loss. Those informal, unplanned interactions are, well, they're kind of the glue, aren't they? Think about it. A quick chat solves a problem you've been stuck on, or you share a laugh about something silly. It seems small, but it weaves the team together. And what's really fascinating here is how these subtle shifts in how we interact day to day can have such a massive impact on that shared feeling, that identity. Our source material actually points to a 2022 study from the National Bureau of Economic Research. It found a pretty significant drop in real-time back and forth conversation, synchronous communication, they call it. And instead, a big jump in more separate asynchronous stuff like email, shared docs.
Right, so less immediate talking, more sort of sending things off into the void sometimes. I can see how that would feel different. It makes you wonder how much of that is just baked into remote work and how much can we actually, fix or change?
It's probably a mix. But the effects of that shift are definitely significant. It can make people feel more isolated, disconnected, and it makes onboarding new team members genuinely harder. I mean, imagine trying to pick up on the team's vibe, the unwritten rules, just through video calls.
Yeah, how do you learn the culture? The inside jokes.
Exactly. You miss the subtle stuff, the energy, how decisions really get made. It's tough to keep everyone feeling like they're part of the same mission. And think about explaining company values without, like, a shared physical space. No posters, no buzz from a team win echoing down the hall. That lack of subtle ambient cues, it leaves a gap. And if you don't actively fill it, the culture can feel watered down, fragmented.
Okay, so the challenges, very real. Backed by data. It's not just people missing the office snacks. But we promised a more nuanced picture. And this is where it gets really interesting, because it's not all challenges, is it? Are there unexpected upsides? Ways this remote shift might actually be strengthening culture, maybe in ways we didn't foresee.
Oh, absolutely. And if you zoom out, look at the bigger picture. This whole reset can actually push us towards work cultures that are more inclusive, more engaging, maybe even more human-centric.
Yeah.
One huge advantage, and it's often understated, is access to a vastly more diverse talent pool. And think beyond just more people. Removing geography doesn't just widen the hiring net, it fundamentally changes your company's ability to solve problems. You bring in people with totally different backgrounds, life experiences, that fuels innovation in a way a purely local team just can't replicate. It's a serious competitive edge.
That's a great way to put it. Not just ticking a diversity box, but actually supercharging innovation. That's strategy, not just HR.
Precisely. And there's more. Remote work, when it's done well, consistently links to higher employee satisfaction. Engagement, too. The data is pretty clear on this. Gallup polls, for instance, consistently show that people with remote options, they report higher well-being, higher engagement than those stuck in the office full-time.
Interesting. So it's not just about sweatpants.
No, it's deeper. It's about trust, autonomy, feeling empowered. When people feel trusted to manage their own time, their own work, it fosters this culture of accountability, focusing on results. It shifts the whole focus from, are you at your desk, to what impact are you making? That's huge.
That is a huge shift.
Yeah.
Especially for leadership, I imagine. Moving away from just seeing people busy. Okay, so if these benefits are real and they sound pretty compelling, How do companies actually do it? How do they get the good stuff without the culture just dissolving? It sounds like culture can't just be left to chance anymore. It needs to be actively built,
Yeah.
intentional.
Intentionality. That's the absolute key word. The company's really making this work. They share some common threads, very deliberate strategies. First, they prioritize transparent and asynchronous communication. What that means in practice is really solid documentation, clear communication channels everyone can access. Think about companies like GitLab or Automatic. They've basically built their whole operating system around this. It's not just about having Slack, it's about having processes where decisions, updates, even debates are documented and shared. So everyone's in the loop, regardless of time zone. You can contribute when it works for you. No more, oh, I missed the meeting, meaning you missed the decision. The documentation is the meeting, in a way.
Got it. So it's structuring information so it's accessible, not just throwing messages out there. That tackles the silo problem we mentioned earlier.
Exactly right. Second strategy, fostering connection through both virtual and in-person touchpoints. Smart companies know connection is crucial, so they get proactive. They set up structured virtual social things, coffee chats, game sessions, maybe even team lunches over video. They also create dedicated channels just for non-work chat. Hobbies, weekend stuff, the kind of chatter you'd have in an office kitchen.
Mimicking the informal stuff.
Yes. And crucially, they know face-to-face still matters sometimes. So they plan regular, purposeful in-person meetups, offsites, team days. The goal isn't to force people back full-time, but to intentionally build that camaraderie, that social glue in a distributed world. Make the time together really count.
Okay, purposeful connection both online and off. Makes sense. What's number 3?
Third is investing in technology and training. And this is key. It's way more than just software licenses. It's giving people the right tools for digital collaboration, sure, product management, good communication platforms. But just as critical is training people on how to use them effectively and how to work remotely well. Stuff like setting boundaries, super important when your office is also your home, how to manage workload, avoid burnout, maintain that work-life balance. It's about supporting a sustainable remote way of working, not just a setup.
That's a really vital point. It's not just the tech, it's the human side.
Hmm.
How to actually thrive doing it. Because burnout is so real in remote settings if you're not careful.
So real.
Yeah.
And that leads nicely to the fourth strategy, which might be the biggest shift of all, redefining leadership. This is fundamental. Leaders have to pivot dramatically
Right.
away from managing by presence, seeing who's online, who looks busy.
Real managing by walking around.
Exactly. Towards managing by outcomes, it means building trust, having regular, meaningful check-ins, setting crystal clear goals, focusing relentlessly on results, not hours clocked, micromanaging. It just flat out doesn't work remotely. It kills trust. What becomes paramount are skills like empathy, really sharp communication. Leaders need to genuinely connect, understand individual struggles, and communicate expectations with absolute clarity and, frankly, compassion, even across screens. And this raises a really important question for you listening right now. Are the leaders in your organization equipped for this? Do they have these outcome-focused skills? Or are they still trying to manage presence in a virtual world?
That's a fantastic question, a challenging one. So wrapping this up,
Mhm.
what does this all mean for you, for all of us trying to figure out this new work landscape?
It really means that saying remote work has permanently damaged culture is, well, it's looking backwards. It's using an old pre-pandemic lens. The reality we've unpacked today is that the definition of a strong culture is literally being rewritten as we speak, and that damage people feel. It's usually not remote work's fault. It's more often a sign that the organization hasn't adapted, it resisted the change, or just couldn't figure out how to evolve.
Couldn't agree more. Yes, the challenges are real. Fostering connection, that shared identity when everyone's spread out, it takes effort, significant effort. But it's absolutely not impossible for organizations and for individuals too who are willing to be intentional, to innovate, to really lean into adapting. This remote work era offers a massive opportunity. It's a chance to build something better, more inclusive, more engaging, definitely more resilient cultures for whatever comes next. It's about evolving, not just coping. Beautifully put. And as you think about all this, about your own team, your own work, here's a final thought to chew on. If culture isn't just something that happens automatically because you share an office space, if it's now something you have to intentionally create, what aspects of human connection, of collaboration, maybe things we overlooked before, become the most critical now? What do we absolutely need to prioritize building into our cultures to ensure everyone can succeed and feel good doing it in this distributed future? What's your priority?